Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, today we will present about our datathon project. So first of all, my name is A-KHAWARIZMI. Okay, so our topic is on the suicide rate. So the first one, so for our datathon, we use two type of data sets. That are the first one, the suicide rates overview from the year 1985 until 2016, and then a second one is the poverty, mental health, suicide, focusing in the United States. So from this data set, we have come up with three questions. So the first question is, what are the factors that lead to suicide? And then the second question, which profile has the high tendency to commit suicide? And the third question is, who is at risk of committing suicide? Next is the data mining process. So for data preparation, we have two data preparation, that are data cleaning and also data transformation. And then for the data mining technique, we use two techniques in this datathon project, that are decision tree and also clustering. And we have 5 selected attributes, that are age, poverty percentage, GDP per capita, mean mental health, and also gender. So for the CRISP DM process, the first step is the business understanding. So in business understanding, we need to understand the question first, and then next is the data understanding, continue to the data preparation. So as what I've mentioned before, we have two data preparation, that are data cleaning and also data transformation. And then going to modeling, and evaluation, and also deployment. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Muhammad HAFIZHILMI, and right now I'm going to explain about the data preparation and also the clustering part. So we go to the we open the data rapid mining first. So here I already put the poverty, mental health, suicide data set for to retrieve the data set from the data set in the Excel. So right now, for the first part, I need to generate the attribute first. So here we just search it, generate attribute. So just put it in the process part, just connect it, and after that we put suicide rate, and then we put a function expression, which is we use a logical function, if logical function, and then we use the suicide mean. Okay, so we apply the expression. Okay, and after that we put the we select the attribute. Okay, so in this part, the attribute filter type from all to subset first, and after that we can choose what data type that we want. So we just apply it, and after that we go to remove duplication. So here it will remove all duplication, and after that we put the nominal and numerical, that change the nominal to numerical data type. Okay, yeah. So after finish this, we put the clustering. So we choose k-min for our clustering. So just connect it. Okay. And after finish this, for the k, we put 5. Okay, so it's done. So just proceed. So this is the result from the clustering part. So here in the clustering model, it's shown the description of the cluster model, also the folder view, graph, central table, and also plot. So here for description, the cluster model consists of 5 cluster, and it starts from cluster 0 to cluster 4. So here, after we total all the items in the cluster, it will it's actually 306 data that we use from the data set. So we go to the folder view. So like I said before, we have 5 we have set the k to 5, so it will have 5 cluster folder. So here it will start with cluster 0 to cluster 4. So in every folder it has the data that represent the data in the data set. And the third part is about the central table. So from this table, we can see that the suicide mean for the cluster 3 is the highest one, which is to 22.213 for suicide mean. So for this part, it's also shown about the mental health mean and also poverty percentage. It's actually the factor of the suicide rate. So to support this, we go to the plot. So we can see here that suicide mean is the highest for cluster 3. So that's all for me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we continue with the data video presentation for the data preparation and decision tree. This is answering for the question 2 and question 3. So let's move into the rapid miner. So in the rapid miner, first my friend used the poverty, mental health, suicide, another data set. Because of the data set not synchronized, we have to use separately 2 data set. So for this we use the suicide rate overview data set. So we retrieve the data set. Then so when we run the data, there is some missing value for the HDI for year. So we replace the data with the average. For the average of HDI. So apply, and we run back, and the statistics shows there's no data missing. And for the third, we generate the data to use the suicide population as our label for this process. And for this we use the logical expression, the if if condition, if regular attribute, and we choose the suicide mean, which is less than 10 is considered low. If the suicide mean is less than 50, it is considered medium, and more of it will be considered as high. Then we apply. We rename it as suicide rate. Moving forward with the select attribute, for the we will never use every data set that we have. We will choose what are the data set that we need. So for the attribute filter, we set as a subset, and select attribute, we're going to select everything except for GDP for year and suicide and mean. Okay, so these are the selected attribute, and this is the selected attribute. Now we're gonna set the rule for the table for the attribute, because we're gonna use the decision tree, so therefore we must have a label to determine what are the predictors we are going to use. So for the attribute name, we're going to use suicide rate, because we have recently generated the attribute as a suicide rate to make it easier, because for the label we should use non-numerical value. So it is set, and for the validation we want to, for the method technique, we want to use decision tree. So we use cross validation for validate its performance. Cross validation. We connect this, and for the row we change it to the label, and for the first one we add the performance classification here. Apply model. Decision tree. And for the gain ratio we use 0.1001, and for the second question gain ratio, so when we run it get the precision of 90 above, and the accuracy is 95.48. It's quite good. And for the 3, when you see for the gain ratio, the set truth is population, and which indicating male and female as a gender, which male has the higher tendency of committing suicide. And for the third question, we use information gain as its prediction, because it's almost same So the maximal depth we change, and the confidence also we change to 0.5, and for the minimum gain 0.005. So when we run it, the accuracy level is higher, so it's not same as the gain ratio. So the class precise is also different, which show the prediction low as the highest. And for the decision tree, gender has been set as the root. So it shows the variety as who is at risk. Male is highly risk, and for the age 75 and above, a person is more risk at committing suicide. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Moving on to our findings and insight. So here are our results. Two attributes are from that one data set, and another is from another data set. So first to the poverty rate and also the mental health US data set, which has the value of 17.665, and it is found in cluster 2 of states in United States. And for the mental health, the value of 4.285, it is also found in cluster 2 of state in United States. So these two values are the highest among the clusters, which shows that the poverty rate and also the mental health influence as the most influence on suicide rates, because the suicide rates is the second most highest suicide rates between all the states in United States. On the other hand, we have age group, GDP, and gender. So these three attributes are for the second data set, which is the suicide rates overview 1985 until 2018. So first, we found out that with the population below and equal to 536 and 6050, the men of age 75 years and above tend to commit suicide more, because as what we have discussed in the term paper, we found out that this age of people tend to experience loneliness. So when they experience loneliness, they tend to do suicide more. And it is also related to the gender. It has both the age and the gender depict the same result. We found out that male tend to commit suicide more than female, as female, they have a lot of support of mental support and supportive friends, relatives, and what others, but male, they are more prone to stress and tension. And last but not least, the GDP, which is higher than 2,792, shows medium suicide rate in a country. So all in all, this attribute that we've found out using the data mining technique matches the attribute that we have discussed on the paper. It shows that these attributes really prove our findings to be relevant. Okay, that's all.